Yes.
All I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this recorder out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You are listening to Blame Your Brother.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing? Welcome to Blame Your Brother, episode 48. We are back once again. So much to talk about tonight. So much, and we are eager to get to that. But before we do that, we will introduce ourselves. There are three of us that bring you this show every week. I am one third of that trio. I am David, a.k.a. D-Brew, Joey Freshwater, the spiritual midget, Mr. 40%. Hashtag that man. And I'm joined every week by the man to the left of me, my actual brother. His name is Lee.
What's up? Lee checking in, known as the Alex Jones of the left on this show anyway. Yep. Lover of all things paperclip and LeBron James, #1 fan.
Yeah. We're getting you just...
Rumors anyway. Rumors of...
We're getting you to admit who you are. I love it. And I'm also joined by the guy to the right.
Wait. There was one more. What was it? The anonymous tip? All things, everyone's special or something.
Oh,
One size fits all.
One size fits all. There we go. I'm also joined by the man to the right of us, our longtime friend. His name is John.
Hey, everybody. John here, a.k.a. Tico, a.k.a. Mr. PTI, a.k.a. the Madman.
They got John Tortorella, a madman.
They do have a madman.
Okay, he's a madman.
That's right. So there's three of us. We bring you the show every week. Blame Your Brother. Go check it out on the internet at bybpod.com. That's bybpod.com. Go there, check it all out. We'll talk about it later. But we'll go ahead and get started because we know you guys are eager to jump in and join us. So we always start the show off. We say a lot of crazy things sometimes. So what we do is we start the show by saying our legal team sends us a daily or weekly email and says you need at the beginning of the show offer retractions and apologies. So I'll go ahead and start with Lee. Is there anything you said last week that was offensive, misconstrued, that you wish to apologize for or retract?
Well, it's weird because the lawyers were telling me that a lot of people from Germany were calling in angry, but I actually don't remember saying anything bad about Germany last week on the show. So I don't know. It's one of those things, I guess. Sorry, Germany. Whatever David did, I'm sure he's sorry.
Well, I didn't do it on the show. I did it at the Con of Thrones. We'll talk about
is that what it was?
We'll talk about it later. I don't know how they would have heard these things, but anyway, John, anything you said last week that stood out? Some people have questioned some of your advice lately. Anything you'd like? Let's look up there. Anything you'd like to say to those people?
No.
Okay. No. Fantastic.
You got to cherish a man that stands by his advice through diversity, you know?
The BYB, it's fantastic. All right, guys, so we'll go ahead and get started. Like I said, a lot to talk about tonight, a lot of things, but let's go ahead and kick back and talk about the Con of Thrones. We went to the Con of Thrones in Nashville this past weekend, and what we can tell you right now, like I said, if you are listening to this now, you want to watch this live, listen to it live because there is video, go to youtube.com/blameyourbrother. The link will be there. There's also a bunch of videos we did at Con of Thrones. We interviewed some people. We walked around. We saw the sights. So go check that out on our YouTube page. A bunch of videos popped up today. I am very proud of my interview. I think they're some of the best work I've ever done. So please go check those out and let us know what you think. But what are some just thoughts of Con of Thrones? John, what'd you think?
There's a lot of hardcore people about Game of Thrones. More power to them. It's great that you get the chance to express fandom about something that you're passionate about.
There you go. Express yourself. Lee, what are some initial thoughts about the Con of Thrones?
For first off, I was really disappointed with myself because I missed some really great content. I was watching it on YouTube. There was like a really good like cosplay competition. There's a lot of good people, a lot of good costumes. I don't know if you saw any of that. There's also some really good panels. I missed out on the marketplace. So I think next year we're going to have to go 3 days.
I mean, we'll see.
We'll have to quit our jobs and follow the Con of Thrones.
Yeah, if we get up to 50,000 subscribers, maybe we can quit our job and just do the podcast full time, you know?
I would probably just like go around to hotel room if I had 50K subscribers and just party all the time.
I would too. All right. So, yeah, it was interesting. We saw there Got there, checked out a cool band called the Manimals. Loved the Manimals. I thought they were fantastic. They did a set that was Game of Thrones inspired. So, I mean, I didn't understand what any of the songs were about because I know nothing about Game of Thrones really, but they were an amazing band. I was very impressed. They were from New York, and I actually, they invited us to kick it with them downtown, but we were too busy hanging out in the hotel room with fans of the show. So unfortunately, we didn't get to go hang. Anytime you can get to go hang out with a band, you should, if you get a chance, take it. But we missed it. So maybe if they ever come back, we'll go kick it with them. But they were fantastic. Then we went up, like I said, to the room. We had some fun there. We walked around, met some Game of Thrones fans, hung out in the room after, played some games inside, had some cocktails, had a good time. So if you missed it this year, be on the lookout for it next year, and also always be on the lookout for conventions in the area where you live, because I've been to many conventions. They're always a good time, even if you're not a big fan of the subject material. Even if you're a people watcher, you will love the sights and sounds of a convention. So go check it out. If you see one in town, like Wizard World's one that usually comes around, go check that out. There's a bunch of local ones. So thanks to Sarah and Derek for hanging out with us. Thanks to Sarah for letting us hang out in her hotel room and get some good content, and we really appreciate it. We had a good time. Anytime we can get out and hang out together, it's just fun. So that's all I got to say. Go to YouTube, check out those videos. They're pretty funny.
So Game of Thrones, did you learn anything about Game of Thrones?
I learned Santa Claus is in Game of Thrones, people. Santa Claus is fantastic.
Is that season 3, right?
The new season. They said Santa Claus is going to get the throne, the sword throne, whatever that means.
Well, I thought he was walking the Watcher's Wall.
I don't know. I know Hodor got stuck in a door, and I did learn that the fans think George R.R. Martin is fat and needs to start eating salads. Fat and lazy, and needs to hit the salad bar a little bit more and lay off the buffet line. Okay,
needs to eat.
Now, hey, these are not my words. These were fans of the show. Their words, not mine, not David. So don't send your hate mail to me. I didn't say it, but you can watch the video and see who you need to talk to. All right, well, I mean, every week, there's so much happening in the world, and most of it currently revolves around our president of the United States of America, the man himself, Donald J. Trump, back in the news again. Shocker here. So which story tomorrow, if you don't know, the man crush is about to be complete. The man crush is going to happen. Putin and Trump are actually going to meet face-to-face tomorrow as we record this. What do you think is going to happen in this meeting? Initial thoughts, anybody, please?
I'm sure candlelit dinner.
Candlelit dinner.
Well done steaks for everyone.
Yes, well done.
Is this going to go bad, or is it just going to be another just nothing? I mean, Obama met Putin. I don't know if he was a big fan of him. Bush had met the man. I mean, I guess everyone's going to meet Putin as he's in office. So it's just kind of strange to me. I mean, this guy, most people consider, I would say, a quasi enemy of the United States of America, right? So, like, our leaders are going over to his country essentially and meeting him in person. Is that a bit odd or what?
That's what they do, man.
But is it odd?
The president is supposed to be in charge of like foreign affairs,
It's just kind of weird. I mean, I can't imagine.
That's what you think's weird about Donald Trump? Not that toupee thing sitting on top of his head?
That's not a toupee.
His comb over?
He let Jimmy Fallon grab his hair on live TV.
That doesn't mean anything.
I've seen him on The Apprentice on top of his Trump Tower with a helicopter going. His hair was like just flying up.
Well, obviously, if Jimmy Fallon can grab it.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard it's like just a comb over.
Well, I'm going to ask you, is that what you think's weird about the guy's hair?
No,
come on, man.
That's where you're drawing the line.
Yeah, I do think his hair is weird.
His hair is weird.
But yeah, I probably shouldn't talk.
All right, so we'll definitely probably talk about that next week. I just wanted to touch on that. I know everyone's been talking about that since before the election even took place, the relationship between Putin and Trump. So we're going to see what that relationship's all about. And but the big story that came out this week was another Trump tweet. And I don't know why we should make a sounder for these, because these are starting to become like every week they're gold to talk about. I mean, I can see why the news are biting at the chomp or whatever the saying is. They're eager to
biting
see,
at the chomp.
What is the saying?
Biting at the chomp.
Chomping at the bit. Thank you, John. So his latest tweet, if you didn't know, he well, I don't know if you guys know about memes and GIFs, as they call them. John, what do you know about the internet memes that exist?
They catch somebody making a weird face or doing something strange, and then they just blow it up and put it everywhere they can.
Right. And so now they've started doing GIFs, a moving picture. And so, Mr. Trump, if you don't,
what I mean.
Pretty much. I mean, it's a pretty good, decent description. It's not bad.
What's your definition?
Yeah,
Lee?
what's your definition of the internet meme?
Let's start asking Lee questions first. And
Yeah,
then we'll
there
nitpick
you
them
go.
apart.
When
There
you
you go.
meet someone and take a weird picture of them.
I think that's what John just
I
said.
know. We're
It's
just
literally what he just said.
we're gonna run with that.
Okay.
I guess.
Anyway, it's a funny picture that just gains traction for whatever reason. Whatever, if you didn't know, if you're listening overseas in Germany and you don't like us, Donald
It's
Trump.
actually it's like it's a social construct passed down through generational knowledge. There.
Okay.
That's not what it is.
So it's
That's
something-
a horrible description.
That's exactly what it is.
Well, they're
actually.
both right. Okay?
So what it is, it's like when you see an image, you automatically know what it represents without having to.
like Cash Me Outside
Right.
was one we talked about. That girl, that was an internet meme because she was on some talk show and said, Cash Me Outside. And then the next day, her picture with Cash Me Outside, usually in impact font, is all over the place. You can't, it's everywhere. Or, I mean, you could just name a bunch of them. Anyway, if you didn't know, our president used Whew, man. Annoying as the president himself. If you didn't know, our president was in the WWE. He was part of it in the past WrestleMania where him and Vince McMahon had wrestlers wrestle for them, and the loser had to have their head
Head
shaved.
shaved.
And during the match, Donald Trump got involved. So what did Trump do? Well, he clotheslined him. Okay, so what? I mean, it's funny, whatever. Well, if you don't know, Donald Trump is not a big fan of CNN. So somebody on Reddit, and we'll get to all this in a minute, made a GIF of Donald Trump clotheslining Vince McMahon, but they put CNN on Mr. McMahon's head, so it looked like Donald Trump was clotheslining CNN. He calls them fake news. He's sick of the fake news. He's going to take them out. He's still going to start calling them fake news network from here on out. Well, so he posted that. If he didn't make it, but he posted it from God knows where. How he even knows how to do it is amazing to me, really. But he posted this GIF, and then the left went nuts. They went crazy. This is non-presidential. He shouldn't be doing this. Blah 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 blah. I mean, we can get to that if you want, but I who cares? I mean, he posted it. It's done. What can you do? I mean, what do you think, John? Is it presidential at this point?
He has yet to do anything on Twitter that's presidential.
Okay.
So I mean,
I would agree. I mean,
this is where they're drawing the line. This is where he's saying that.
Right. I mean, the man's in the WWE Hall of
It's
Fame,
like,
people.
breaking news: Ellen DeGeneres is gay. I mean,
So anyway, the problem become that CNN was outraged by this, of course, because they were attacked, and so they went to find the identity of the man who made this picture, and they found him, and that's where the story gets interesting because they found it through Reddit, and he was a big poster on the Donald Trump Reddit page, and it turns out he had posted some things that were probably anti-Semitic and some racial. I mean, I didn't read the things, but that's what I'm reading. They're all deleted now, so there was some racial type things said on there, and so CNN finds this guy. I mean, how they found him, I have no idea, and so then they talked to him, and they said that basically, if he apologized, since he talked to them and apologized for all the things he said, and if he went to delete them, they would not give his name to the public because the guy that made this didn't want his name getting out to the public for good reason. I mean, he probably has a job where he might lose his job if they found out he was on Reddit posting anti-Semitic thing. I mean,
Well, there is mixed opinions. Some said it was a 15-year-old. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, but that turned out to not be true. That was actually, he was not 15 years old. But that was the initial sources. He's actually an adult in college. I think he's getting his master's or something. He's an adult, obviously. And so CNN now says they're not going to release the name as long as he doesn't go back and ever do this again.
As long as he doesn't post any more dank memes.
Right. Is that CNN's role as a media source to make... I mean, a lot of people are calling this blackmail, basically saying...
that's what it sounds like.
Okay, so a lot of people are saying, you're telling this guy he can't post things. If you do, you're going to expose him on a Reddit page where you have an anonymous login for the most part, So So you think that is kind of a form of blackmail in some sense?
Yeah, if you do something, I'm going to expose you. That's pretty much the definition.
Lee, what's your thoughts on the CNN's course of action here?
So the guy's Reddit name was Han Asshole Solo. Okay,
funny, actually.
Just for the record. I honestly, I have mixed opinions about it, because it's one of those things. It's like, on one hand, like CNN could have just released it, right? Like you said, the guy's probably got a job. He might have a family. He obviously doesn't want this information to get out. So CNN was like, look, man, this is ridiculous, right? This is a giant news story over a meme on Reddit, right? So they're like, look, we don't want to publish. If they really wanted to publish their name, they would have done it and had no remorse, right? Like, we can agree with that.
Yeah. Is it ethical to publish his name? Is
typically what people do, yeah. Like TMZ would pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to get that name now, right?
Is TMZ your ethical news source?
No, but here's the thing. His name's going to come out anyway now, right?
You think so?
Probably. Maybe not. Maybe they give him time to scrub it. But here's the thing. CNN said, okay, but is what they're doing akin to blackmail? Yeah, kind of.
This guy tweeted out, he says, I can't emphasize how bad this is on CNN's part. This is basically don't post stuff we don't like or we'll dox you. Extremely unethical. CNN has been under attack the last couple of weeks. And like I've said, maybe Trump. Here's the problem with Trump with certain people. They're never going to believe anything he says, even if it's factual or if it's not, So, but if he does have factual points, like CNN is putting out fake stories, which we talked about last week, the left's just going to be, yeah, not really. But it was proven they blatantly released a fake story last week about the Russian probe.
Hold on.
We talked about this last week.
Well, my thing is like, this is nowhere near the worst thing that somebody said or done about CNN.
Yeah.
Can we agree with that?
Well, is it the worst thing a president's ever said about CNN?
No.
This is the biggest guy in the game.
I would say Donald Trump has definitely attacked CNN more than any president.
As far as the meme itself, though, if somebody would have done the same thing with like Trump's head, they would have been in a world of trouble.
Well, Kathy Griffin.
Yeah, with she got.
That's a little bit different.
Well, she got in trouble.
That's what I'm saying. CNN's not a person. It's just a news entity. It should be like no big deal.
Well, a lot of reporters said they felt threatened by this, like he was actually going to come clothesline them. Come on.
If they really thought that, they're idiots.
Well, that's what
to coin the phrase from Lee.
They are idiots.
That's what they said. So it is akin to blackmail.
Yeah.
Definitely. But look, on the other hand, they could have just released it. Like, oh, we don't want to blackmail this guy, so just release it.
I'm of that opinion as well, that if this guy was going around making these statements, at some point you have to be responsible for what you put out online. You have to be accountable. And if you're saying, the anti-Semitic statements and racial statements and racist statements like that, and then you're caught doing it, you can't hide behind this, I was just out there trolling people. That's not how I really feel. I've got friends that are Jewish. I've got friends that are black. And it's just like, no, man, you can't hide behind that anymore. If you say something online in this day and age, you have to know, in a sense, that you're going to have to be accountable for your actions. So to me, it's kind of on his part, like, dude, you said it, you got to own it. Like these trolls, this is how they get by. They're anonymous, they say crazy things, and a lot of these guys are associated with the alt-right, and that they get around and they just say crazy things all day to reporters. I've seen that as well. So, I don't agree with how CNN did it. I'm like, Lee, if you're going to run the story, just release the guy's name. It's factual. As long as you can prove it was actually him. I don't know if they could see.
They were being the nice guy.
I don't know if they can prove it was him. Maybe the bigger thing, though. Maybe they are sure it's them, but after last week,
like covering their butts
maybe it wasn't him. So maybe
I think that guy should have cashed out and become dank meme lord.
Right.
Tried to get a little money out of it.
That's why I think he's got a good job. I think he has a very good job.
Well, what would be a good job that he would be fearful of getting found out? Like, it's not that good if you can be fired over something like this.
Well, a public sector job, IT job, you can be like, we've seen people.
Like a preacher or something?
No, but we've seen people let go for less than this. There was a reporter that got on a plane and said, I'm going to Africa there's a big chance I might catch AIDS. Good thing I'm white, so I won't.
Well,
So
that's a little different than posting a meme online.
But she got on the airline, and when she landed, she didn't know. Like, her phone was off, and the minute she landed, there was like her phone was blowing up like crazy, and she lost her job.
Look, the bigger story is hidden behind a veil. No one cares that he posted a meme about Donald Trump. Who cares? The bigger thing is Hans Ass Solo, or whatever this guy's name is, and I want to come back to that point in a second, is online posting anti-Semitic, probably racial stuff.
Yeah.
They're not talking about this. This guy is a piece of crap.
No, I know.
Like you're like trying to say like, oh, this guy is you're blackmailing him. No, this dude was being a blatant racist online. They should have come out. They should have roasted this guy.
But you can blackmail people that are bad. Just because someone's bad, those are the people that usually get blackmailed. Do we think blackmail's correct?
Look, here's the thing. On Reddit, on Twitter, all these people, they come up with these little clever, crude names. And honestly, it's silly. Everyone's like, oh, that's so funny. It's not funny. It's dumb. That's not. And then, like, it's bad enough you have such a dumb name that's crude.
I think it's funny.
I don't think it's funny at all.
I think it's pretty
Not
funny.
only is it dumb and funny, like, it's America. You can call your handle whatever you want within reason, right? That's fine. As long as the site has it. But I don't think you should. But here's the thing. Once you start posting anti-Semitic information, it becomes a little bit different. I don't know. It comes back to the same. Is it freedom of speech or not?
I said that point pretty much. I kind of agreed with you. So it's half one, half of the other. There's a little bit of CNN's wrong. He's wrong. Probably Donald Trump shouldn't be tweeting out GIFs. I mean, what are you doing? I mean, dude.
so
that's kind of goofy, right?
Here's at the end of the day. Here's the thing. In this country, we have the freedom to say whatever we want, right?
Right, yeah.
We can have the freedom to post online whatever we want, right? Well, however, we don't, and we talked about this before, you don't have the freedom to be free of the consequence.
No, yeah, there's consequence.
So at that point, it's CNN's decision. If they want to roast this guy live, they can roast him. If they want to be nice guy and say, look, you're a bad person, but we're going to give you another chance, that's their call, man. Well, and here's the thing, TMZ is going to figure out his name and let it go anyway.
Well,
so
before they do that, dude, if you're listening, get in touch with us, bybpod@gmail.com. We'll do an exclusive interview. We'll try to be on your side, and we'll try to help you out and get you through this. So contact us, bybpod@gmail.com. And if leave
us a voicemail.
Yeah, leave us a voicemail. Maybe someone will next week. Maybe he will. I don't know. But speaking of
well, did you see the InfoWars one where Back to the Future is Donald Trump?
Yeah, I've seen it all. I mean, InfoWars you expect it from. That's what he's about. Well, there's another story about a woman who was threatened after urinating on a U.S. flag, and I don't know why, but there was a lot of people I saw on Twitter. 4th of July was this past weekend. Hope you guys had a great 4th of July, great Independence Day. One of the greatest days in the history of the United States of America, obviously. But there's a lot of people I was reading, like Colin Kaepernick, and people going, well, screw this country. I don't like this country. This country's bad. They've been doing bad things, and I don't support it. This ain't my America. That's a big thing. This isn't my president. This is your president. It's not mine. So anyway, so she decides she is going to do a video of her urinating on the flag. And, and her name's been released, But so she shared a video of herself urinating on the American flag, and now her family is being basically targeted. Threatened it, and she captioned it with "F your nationalism, F your country, F your stupid effing flag." Okay, so this seems to be the big thing. And then she said she made a plea for her opponent. Now, this is what she said. Later, she made a plea for her opponents to not take your anger out on the wrong people, saying no one in her family agrees with my shenanigans. Should she not be just as embarrassed as Han asshole Solo or whatever his name is? I mean, is this girl just not as bad? I mean, what is the deal with the desecrating of the flag? What does that prove? I mean, I know.
I was in Atlanta this past weekend, and I saw someone that had a truck that had a sticker, black and white sticker on the back of their window that said, "Stomp my flag, I'll stomp your ass."
There you go.
There you go.
I've seen that as well. So, but she did not explain how
truck nuts too. Yeah, truck nuts.
Yeah, truck nuts. Yeah, if you. Well, yeah. Anyways,
it's a whole nother story.
That's about like neck tattoos. But anyways, she did not explain how her father in the workplace had been targeted. But we're in the age now where if you are online, they will discover your identity. So you kids, adults, you need to be careful what you post online.
It does seem kind of dumb, doesn't it?
Yes, it can come back to bite you in the butt. So,
like what was this girl was like? No one will take offense at me urinating on this flag right now.
Right. I mean, and then there's F your country, F your freedom, F this and that. Well, I want the freedom to pee on the flag, but I hate that same freedom. It's just, I don't know. I don't understand it. I've never been a big deal of it. I mean, if you want to attack the leaders that are, if you want to attack Trump all day, I mean, if that's what you want to do with your life, go ahead. But what did the flag? I mean, I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. So
I am certain that whatever this girl doesn't like about our country had nothing to do with the founding fathers and what it was built on.
Yeah, probably not.
And so, I mean, her urinating on the flag, that's the route she's going.
It's just
so what is y'all's take? What do you, when you see someone urinating or burning the American flag?
I don't like it.
Does it get your ire up?
I'm not to the point of where I want to get revenge. I mean,
describe your emotions.
Just,
do I have to burn one right here to get you?
No.
I would love to see you do that. Do you have one you could burn on camera?
I do.
Well, why don't you go get it?
We could probably set something off right here.
Well, let's do it.
What if we attached one to like a firework box?
Do you feel comfortable with people burning the flag? I don't think any of us do.
I'm okay with people burning the flag.
Oh, you're okay with it? I'm not okay with it.
I'm completely okay. If that's how they want to express, like, here's the thing. Like, I've watched these, the good boys or the old boys. What are they? Proud Boys. They're the anti-fascist or whatever.
I don't know.
Like they gear up and they hit each other with poles. Okay. What's the one guy with the flag? You know what I'm talking about?
No idea. What is
this?
I
have no idea what you're talking about.
I'll have to look it up and send it to you. It's pretty fascinating. But there's like an anti-fascist that gather. They wear the black, right? And there's the other people that are Americans that
This is odd.
And they clash at universities and stuff. You've never heard about this?
Berkeley and things like that.
Yeah, so it's the anti-fascists and it's the Proud Boys. But anyway, look, here's the thing. If you burn a flag in front of a Proud Boy, they will like run you over with a truck immediately.
I don't agree.
So can you explain to me why someone would be so affected by someone burning a flag?
Because to them, that represents what this country... It's not the flag. The flag is a symbol of what this country's about to that person. And to them, they take that as an attack on their freedom. They attack it on this country. They attack it as all the things we stand for as America. Like, I'm damn proud to be an American, But like Colin Kaepernick, this chick, a number of other people, is now the thing as... I'm not proud to be in this country. I mean, get the hell out. No one.
But are they justified in feeling that way for running someone over in the truck when they're burning a flag?
No. That's never justified. No. But you'd have to give me your reasons why you're not proud to be here. Like we talked about last week, this country's moving in a state where we've got more freedom today. We've got more progression going on today than we've had in the last 100 years. I know no one wants to put that out there because the liberals have feel to squash their campaign, but we have the point now where transgenders are out and open. They're getting rights. Do they have the rights today that all of us have? No, but they're getting that way. Like I said, it wasn't too long ago, a black person couldn't even sit on the front of the bus. So we're moving.
Well, can I interject to just throw in a thought for what you just said right there? I mean, I agree with you. Like, I think it's a beautiful thing, right? I think the guy that wants to run over you in his truck would say the exact opposite is true. That the fact that North Korea is firing intergalactic ICBM tests successfully, and that America is in a weak position and unable to defend itself because we're distracted by gender and race rights, and they would say that don't even have anything like their opinion on other people that are different than them is they're not willing. They're not trying to hide it. They hate people that are not similar to them, right? They hate gays. They hate blacks.
Some of them do, yes.
I mean, if you're going to run someone over in your truck because you're burning your flag, you can pretty much assume you're probably a bigot racist. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think you should assume that.
I'm pretty sure if you're trying to run someone over in your truck, you're probably a bigot racist. But
that's like most.
Maybe not.
That's like most feminists thinking that most men hate women. The men that didn't go see Wonder Woman opening week hate women. Now, it's not always the case. Is it the case for some of the people? Of course it is. I mean, there's racists that probably
I just feel like you have a very closed mind if you see someone burn a flag and your instant thought is I'm going to kill you.
Well, yeah, you probably should be in jail. I mean, you probably have a few issues you're working through, but you stop burning the flag, people. There's
stop burning. So you're saying it should be illegal to burn the flag?
No,
I think it is actually.
No, it's not illegal to burn the flag. It's.
Well, that's the thing. I think it's a mix. I think maybe in some places, maybe at one point it was,
but it's not anymore. No, it's.
What's worse than being illegal? getting hit by a truck.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
So, I mean, whether it's legal or not is superfluous.
I just think if you do this online, you got to expect some blowback. So I don't know why this
without a
girl's so
doubt.
surprised.
She's
Emily Lance
well, not only that,
smiling in the video.
She wouldn't even release. Well, they probably got that from Facebook, right? So
I don't know.
they did. It says Facebook. Emily Lance. Oh, you saw the video?
I have not seen the video.
So she used a butterfly device to pee on it standing up.
Yes.
I'll give her points for that. That's kind of clever.
Okay. Well,
should have burned it then peed
I
on
think
it.
that's.
I'm saving it. I'm saving
I think that's a stupid action, and then that's going to lead into the idiot of the week.
Oh my God, I am surrounded by idiots.
To the idiot mobile. You idiot.
You're an idiot.
Well, that's because you're an idiot.
Now, guys, I know we're building up our YouTube brand. You know, we're trying to get those views. We're going to Con of Thrones to get videos. The views, we want more subscribers. John, how committed are you to getting these views, brother? How committed shall you be? Would you be committed enough for Lee to fire a gun at your chest while you hold a book to stop it?
No, because a book would not stop the bullet.
Well, I wish you could have talked to Miss Perez here, Mona Lisa Perez, because she is now in jail today because she fired a weapon, a firearm. We'll get what kind it is in a second here. She fired a firearm at her boyfriend because they wanted to get extra views on their page, and he died. So it says before Monday, before the 911 call, Pedro Ruiz III was an aspiring YouTube star. What a dream. See, that's what I'm talking about. This is the America we live in. In Minnesota, you know, it gets cold up there, so they do crazy things.
Oh,
so,
it's a 50 caliber.
Yes, so he thought
it was a 50 caliber.
Yes,
pistol.
Yes. So he thought a thick encyclopedia would stop the bullet. So
well, at least he had previously tried it, right?
So this is her putting out the tweet or Facebook post before this happened. Quote, "Me and Pedro are probably going to shoot one of the most dangerous videos ever. His idea, not mine." I hope that holds up in court for you. So she shot the man. He died with his family there watching, by the way. There was 30 people watching there as the incident took place. None of the parents were like, no, we're not going to do this. No, apparently not. They said, we need the views.
Oh, my God.
So,
she's got a 3-year-old daughter and
yep,
is pregnant.
Yep, she's pregnant. So
why are we even watching this?
He died. I'm not watching. And basically, she now has been charged with... She was arrested Monday for reckless discharge on a gun, and now the charge has been upgraded to second-degree manslaughter, and she has been released on bail. So, and the quote is, "They were in love. They loved each other." Ruiz's aunt said, "It was just a prank gone wrong. It shouldn't have happened like this. It shouldn't have happened at all."
Well, that one video said that he had tried it on another book, and the bullet did not exit the book.
There are so many great quotes in this article. I mean, it's just amazing. And it said, it's just a tragic incident. It's
very tragic.
Just a stunt gone. I like my favorite. It's just a stunt gone wrong. So
how many viewers do you think they had?
Not enough.
Yeah, not enough to
justify that. So this, unfortunately, if you are YouTube, you know, and you are kind of a YouTube viewer like I am, there is a clickbait society to YouTube, and stupid pranks get you more views. You get paid for more views and things like that. So, I thought this would have happened on a reality show way before now. I mean, I watched a show where David Blaine, the magician, had someone shoot a bullet in his mouth, and he caught it with like a mouth guard in his mouth.
It's a little different.
I mean, I don't care what it is. It's insanity.
The gun didn't have a bullet in it, David.
No, it did.
The gun did not have a bullet in it.
David Blaine's did.
It's David Blaine, man. He's an illusionist.
No, it broke. This was this was done. It broke in his mouth and could have been bad. So
They did not shoot a gun in his mouth wearing nothing but a mouth guard.
I'll show you after it. Yeah, he did. It was a special. No, it wasn't like a regular mouth guard. It was one built specifically.
It wasn't a regular bullet either.
It was specific.
It's called a blank.
No, it was a real bullet. It was specifically designed for
magic.
this. Well, I'll show you.
He also levitated.
So,
did you know that?
I mean, that, you know.
He also stuck an ice pick through his hand.
No, I mean, we'll watch this once show's over. But anyway.
No, I love David Blaine, man. I think he's great.
You have to watch it. It's insane. But
But
anyway.
he did not shoot a bullet into his mouth as much as you want to believe that.
Okay, I believe it. So, Miss, what's her name? Perez is our idiot of the week. And anybody on social media that thinks these kind of things are going to get you extra views, more money, really just sit down and think about it. Why don't you sit down? If you send out a stupid tweet, this would be for Trump or anyone, tweets, actions, anything. Why don't you just take a step back and go, what is this? What's the best thing that can happen here? Okay.
Did you think about this before we recorded today?
Always. What's the worst thing that can happen here? And then kind of balance that out and go with it from there. So that is truly, unfortunately for the guy, he died.
Unfortunately for all of them, his wife, his pregnant wife, his unborn
son,
baby,
yeah.
his born baby, his 30 people watching in attendance had to watch their friend or family member die. It's just.
But that is my idiot of the week. So there you go. All right. We also got stories about North Korea. More missiles are happening. Lee, tell us where we at with North Korea and the missile launch. Didn't they launch a more successful launch just recently?
On July 4th.
Should we be worried about this at this point, honestly?
If you listen to any kind of like political radio where they interview on NPR, for instance, I heard a former Secretary of State and they were interviewing him and he sounded like the most dejected person. He used to be a hardcore supporter of being fast and swift with North Korea, threatening them with nuclear weapons. First strike was his philosophy. He was a big first striker. Go in, strike them down before they have a chance. Now he says, because of the current climate of politics in the world, we can't do that. The only thing that we have is political discourse through China. And he said he's completely not optimistic at all. He's hopeful that it'll work, but he's completely not optimistic that anything's going to come of it. So if we look at this, if we look at the three Kims that we've had to be over,
right?
You know, they've launched way more missiles than they ever have in the past. I mean, they've had 8 successful missile launch tests this year alone out of 12.
But China is working. They're still trading and working with North Korea. So if that's the case, now what can we do? Because I want to get pragmatically. If they're going to keep trading with them, what's the recourse? I mean, are we going to cut China off? Of course we're not. I mean, let's be realistic here. So if they continue to deal with them and they keep getting all the things they need, this is just going to keep happening. So what is the solution to this?
Well, I mean, I think I don't know what the solution is, but I think it's very interesting if we take a step back and look at it from someone else's perspective. So America has had these missiles for a long time. They've had the capability to long-range strike anyone at a moment's notice.
Right.
And honestly, I think North Korea has had submarine-launched ballistic missiles for a while, which honestly they could strike at any point. I mean, this ICBM doesn't really provide any more nuclear threat or capability, I don't think, really. So America has had the same capability that we're fearful of right now.
Yeah.
Nobody ever talks about that. Is it because America is righteous or has a clear sense of morality? A clear sense? Is it because North Korea is crazy? Because that's definitely the propaganda we hear. I bet if you lived in North Korea, you're hearing a completely different set of propaganda, and that America's a devil, America's out to, kill everything right in the world.
Yeah, but to be fair, they also believe this guy is a god. He does not use the bathroom.
But that's what I'm saying, because that's the propaganda we've heard, right?
But the world accepts us as the big brother, as the
watchman.
Yes, they do. I mean,
or they have in the past.
Well, I think they still do today to some point. I mean, no one's come out and said they don't at this point. I mean, no one's, or maybe they're not bold enough to. I don't know, but no one's come out and said, yeah, we don't trust you guys to be. Carry the big stick, and that goes back to
I'm saying
Roosevelt.
If you interview people from France or Belgium that have had recent attacks on them, if they wanted us to just go in there and wipe out any remnant of ISIS, they'd be like, yes, please, go.
Yeah, okay. It's a known fact that the Kims are ruthless with their own people, like completely. They're willing to do whatever it takes. Yeah. Like, obviously, that's what separates them from us. But I think America's position in the world has weakened quite a bit, especially with the election of Donald Trump. He's seen as a weak leader. He's seen as a lot of talk. Like, I think a lot hinges upon how he handles. It's definitely like politically how Donald Trump handles this North Korea issue now that they've done these tests is becoming a sticking point in politics, whether we want it to, whether it's fake news or not. It's what they're building up the propaganda to be. So the question is, how will he handle this? You know, that's the.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're going to find out. I mean, we're in with him whether we want to be or not. You know, I mean, that's who the country picks.
It's a good point. It's a good point to say it,
we
unless we impeach him first.
Well, then you got Pence. I mean, so what's really the difference at that point? I mean, so yeah.
So you don't care about the nuclear missiles?
You know, it's kind of like when you fly on a plane. I mean, there's some part of you that knows that plane could go down at any point. How much can you really worry about it? I mean, can I do anything to stop these missiles from flying over here and destroying us? No. I'm just, you know, you hope the people we've put into power are going to do their job and talk this down. I just think this guy's, he's a wild card. I don't think, you can't talk to the guy. I mean, he's insane, obviously. So
well, what about, what's his face? The basketball player talks to him.
Dennis Rodman is our key. He is the key. Dennis Rodman, get over there and start the peace talk. I mean, come on. Is that our best chance?
That's our wild card.
You wouldn't even believe that as a movie plot. You're like,
probably would.
Kim Jong-un was ready to attack, and Dennis Rodman was our only choice. He brought Jordan and Pippen. It's back-to-back the story of America's salvation.
But, I mean, we tested our anti-ballistic missile system, I believe, and it failed. That's the other thing.
There you go.
At this point.
Well, I don't know.
But anyway.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the last topic, minimum wage. Yeah. A lot of people have been discussing minimum wage. A lot of people think it needs to go up to $15 an hour. And I mean, I have never heard of it going down. Well, in St. Louis, minimum wage is going to go from $10 an hour down to $7.70.
Oh, wow.
So the actual minimum wage has gone down. So this is bad, right? I mean, I don't know how you look at this from any party's view and think no one can live on $7 an hour, right? I mean, let's be honest here. There's no way that's possible. So why is this not a bigger story? This should be like the biggest story, but it's like it's way down in the news cycle. Like, can you imagine living in the city knowing that you work a job and minimum wage? I mean, I guess people making $10 an hour are going to keep their. I don't think they can.
Oh, I think they can.
Well, you know, Seattle was trying to raise theirs up, so this one's going down. I don't know. I just think this is bad.
I thought you believed in trickle down.
Well, you know, there's trickle down, and then there's trickle down, and then there's this. That's
$3 an hour, man.
Right. I mean, that's $120 a week times 50.
That's it's basically $6,000 a year.
Do y'all need a honorary paperclip, man?
No, this is
pull
not,
yourself up by the bootstrap, man. Supply and demand. Look, if these people want it to work, they would, right? Isn't that what you would say to me?
You know what
you're right. Let's do away with the minimum wage altogether, man. No. Let's go back to like
I mean, all of a sudden
slavery.
Losing. But the thing is all of a sudden losing $6,000 a year, and you have no say in it. There's nothing you can do about it. Nothing that you've changed. Your work ethic has not decreased in any way, shape, or form. All of a sudden, that's going to hurt people.
Okay. I mean, I agree, obviously, right? Like, I'm the socialist here. But don't you realize when people talk about healthcare, they feel the same exact way? Like, suddenly just losing healthcare or not having access to healthcare is the same thing as a minimum wage? Like, don't you realize, like, healthcare is like it goes beyond the money even. Because it's like you're not even in a class where you can even be allowed to have health care because obviously you have to pay for it and you can't afford it on a minimum wage job.
So if you're at home and you're waiting for Lee to mention healthcare, take a shot. It happened. It seems to be every week. Healthcare is at least, you know.
I just think it's funny that you guys have a problem with the lowering of the minimum wage, but when it comes to healthcare, you're like, no healthcare for anyone. No healthcare for anyone.
We never said that.
No, you constantly put that in our mouths, but It's got to be redone. The solution is not just to give everyone health care. The solution is to fix the system.
The solution is single payer, brother.
No, it's not.
Yes,
it's not. It's to fix the system. But no one wants to hear that.
Yes, the problem is to fix the system. When I say the same thing, you call me crazy. When I tell you ideas about how to truly fix the system, you call me out in la la land.
Your idea is not fixing the system.
Socialist.
It's unrealistic.
Yeah, single payer. Dude, single payer. Are you joking right now? You think that's going to fix the system? How are the wealthy not going to benefit from a single payer system?
This is the thing. Here's the thing. Because you're right. It's not going to. They're never going to agree to a true single payer system. So you're right. It's silly to even think about. But if you're talking about actually fixing the system, you have to. Tort reform.
Tort reform would be a lot of it. It is. Why do you think doctors have to charge so much? Because of the insurance premiums they have to establish to work. Wow, because
you're talking about doctors, man.
Yeah,
you're talking about doctors. You're forgetting about the middle tier, baby. The people who do nothing to collect the money.
The whole infrastructure of the way medical bills work. I mean, how much does it cost for an ambulance ride to go 2-3 miles?
A lot. Yeah. I don't know the cost, but I know it's a lot.
I guarantee it's a lot more than the guy who's driving the ambulance makes, and the maintenance costs for the actual.
So where does that money go? Like that. Let's say it's like an obscene 200% profit margin. Where does that money go?
I guess
I don't think it is.
I don't know. Where does it go? I don't know.
I think a lot of it covers the people that aren't paying for their bills.
I don't know. Okay, so if we were to pay their bills for them.
That's pretty much what we're doing.
So it's a perfect system.
No.
I don't know. I don't know the solution, but this to me is absurd. I mean, I don't know why they're not striking right now over this. This is something to strike about.
They probably will.
Where's Black Lives Matters? Where's Jesse Jackson? Where's the feminists? Where's all the people?
So
No, they're not striking because that would be in the story. Where are these social activists right now? Where are they at?
So where is like the logic here? Because the video we watched said something about in Seattle, the number of low wage jobs disappeared because the minimum wage went up. So it actually like had a negative effect on the unemployment rate. So even though that the workers who were there were making more money, there was fewer jobs to have.
Yeah, I mean,
is there some logic here?
So they raised the wage in 2015 to $11 an hour. And after a 2-year legal fight with local business groups, a bill was ultimately passed by the state legislature this spring that bars cities and counties from setting their own minimum wage above the state's minimum wage. So it must have been the county was trying to set an $11 minimum wage, but the state had a $7.50.
So that's stupid.
Well, yes, I don't know how that works.
I mean, I understand saying you can't get one lower, but saying you can't make one higher, that's just silly.
I don't know. Business groups are cheering.
Yes, because someone's on the take, man. These politicians in St. Louis are corrupt.
Well, I mean,
what it is. It's got to be.
You've got small businesses in every city across in the world. Okay, and say you had a small business, and all of a sudden you have to pay all your employees $11 an hour instead of $7 an hour. That's hurting you.
It wouldn't hurt me.
It
would not have hurt me because I would already be paying them appropriately. Because here's the thing, it's a minimum wage. It's not like you have to pay employees minimum wage.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're just starting your business, you don't know if you're going to reap those profits to be able to pay your employees that much.
Then I'm not going to start a business if I'm not able to pay my employees a fair living wage. That's not how I personally operate. Yeah, do a lot of people think that they can steal labor from people to turn a profit? Yes, it's the foundation of this country, man, America. Fuck yeah, right?
Sure.
But that doesn't mean that I would do it because it's not moral.
I mean, that's why we have a minimum wage in the first place, is to
stop people from being complete jerk faces.
Pretty much.
Wow, what a country we live in.
But I mean,
we're basically burning an American flag right now, right?
Hey, I don't agree with everything the government does. I don't agree with the county municipality does. And like I said, my point comes back to, if you're really someone who says you're out there fighting for the rights of people, where you at? This is what the system's predicated on. Get out there, fight the fight. But instead, you're fighting the fight when Trayvon Martin gets shot, or when you don't think transgendered people are getting rights in bathrooms. But yet, when this is affecting everybody, white, black, Hispanic, female, male, everything, there's not a march in sight.
Well,
I
maybe
find
we
that
will.
weird.
It doesn't take effect till August 28th. Hopefully,
No, it's too late. Then you can't march after it takes effect.
You can.
Those people
You
that-
can, but there's no redeeming quality
That
for
was
it.
people that protested after Trump won. You idiots! You're supposed to protest before he gets into office.
They probably didn't tell anyone they were doing this. I would imagine.
Then they're idiots of the week. If they didn't know this was happening, you can go read every bill that's going to get passed. No one
how many
gives.
bills do
no
you read?
one gives.
That's what I'm saying.
When I work downtown, I would read a lot of them. These people.
Do you not read them anymore?
Well, I mean, I don't work downtown, and I
When
live
you
in
work in
Williamson
downtown,
County.
you gotta read.
I read a lot of stuff with Spring Hill, and if I was passionate about it, I would show up. So
You read all the Tennessee ones? How about
No.
the federal?
no, I don't. And
What about the global?
But I'm not an activist. See, I don't
What about
classify
the
myself as an
galactic?
activist.
You read the
so.
Galactic Charter or what, bro?
No, I'm saying if these so-called activists, they need to be reading the laws. Okay. All right, Don, let's get, so that's it. Is that all of our topics we got?
That's all.
Okay. So
Evidently.
every week, our man John right here, the man himself, we get emails from people. We stockpile them. We get DMs, text, all kinds of stuff. And we let John give him advice. We don't know why, but we let him give advice every week in the Dear John segment.
Dear John, dear John, by the time you read these lines, I'll be gone.
All right, so Lee is going to read this week's question, and we will see what happens. Go.
Dear John, my former spouse and I are divorced and share a 3-year-old daughter. Soon after the baby was born, my ex came out as transgender and now lives as a woman. I have always been supportive of her transition, adopting her new name, feminine pronouns, etc. But now she wants something I'm not comfortable with. She wants our daughter to think she is her second mommy, not her daddy. She doesn't want any association with her being her biological father and won't even acknowledge it. It would be one thing if we actually were a same-sex couple and the father was a random sperm donor, but my ex actually is my daughter's father. All this is so my ex can live in a fantasy world? This is causing a lot of tension between us. Am I right? Or is it okay to tell your kid a flat-out lie about who her dad's second mom is? This comes from Throne Byatt in Ohio.
I mean, right now, the daughter's 3. But here's the deal. Eventually, her friends at school, well, who's your daddy? Like, who's
your daddy?
I really didn't. I was not supposed to come
Who's
out
your
with that.
daddy?
Who's your daddy?
But
That's what's his name. Who's
This is
that?
DNA
Big
testing
Papa
service.
Pump.
No. The country music singer, Rick Kersey, Red, White, and Blue.
Toby Keith.
Toby, who's your daddy?
What does who do?
But anyway,
Keep going. Who knew Toby Keith would come on?
he's that guy that sings that Red, White, and Blue song.
Toby Keith
Anyway.
always comes up when we talk about
Keep
transgenders.
going, John. Keep going. So
Wherever he is, he's not as good as he once was.
So they're going to ask you, who's your daddy? Keep going.
And so, what is this girl supposed to say? I never had a daddy. I only have 2 mommies. Eventually, the truth is going to have to come out. And this.
So what if, okay.
What?
Sorry.
Keep going.
Well, if this person wants to live that transgender life and wants to live the life of a female completely, then just say, okay, I used to. You just have to be more honest with it.
But do you have a problem with the man is now a woman? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have a problem with just the whole situation of
Bastards. What if you didn't know who your dad was? Your whole thing was, I won't be able to tell people who my dad was. What if they didn't know who their dad was anyway? And someone's on the playground and they're like, who's your daddy, John? I don't know.
But that's not what the situation is he wants to be known. She wants to be known as this child's parent, but not as a father at all.
Is she a father still at this point? That's really, I think that's the basis of the question. Is she still the father, if she now exclusively identifies as a woman, is she the father? That'd be the first question. I mean,
I would still have to say that she fathered that child. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's
a weird.
So what's your advice?
world
What's
we
your
live
advice? Sum it up. What do you want this? What's your advice to this woman?
I
here?
think if the daughter is comfortable, I think it needs to come from the daughter. I know 3 is rather young, so in the time being, let it ride. But for the most part, at a certain point, it should be the daughter's preference. If she wants to call this person mom, and if she's okay with it, then yeah, let the daughter call her mom. But otherwise, I mean, you're really just going to confuse this child beyond belief.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting case study. This week, if you didn't know, a couple in either Australia, I think it was Australia, they had their child and they left the sex on the birth certificate blank, where they would let the child decide what they wanted it to be one day.
Nice play.
It's an actual study. So
John's advice was let it ride.
Let it ride.
Let it ride.
You know, usually I don't even know what to think about this one. I think
let it ride. Ride, let it ride.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, honestly, John, I'm glad you're giving I don't know what I would tell this person.
I think definitely by the time this child started school, kindergarten, first grade, that whatever they decide needs to come to the forefront. But this is
I think you said it best, man. Before you have a kid with someone, know who's your daddy. Okay? Know who's your daddy. Is that the
key of the week? Remember that one? From the chat. Your dad cut his junk off, so now he's your second mom. Haha, I would love to be there for that conversation. Yeah, that would be an interesting one. All right, so John's advice, let it ride.
Poor John, since we sang last song, dear John.
There you go. Well, that was a tough one. I don't know who wrote that in. I would imagine, well, if you listen and you're going through that, more power to you. I mean, you hopefully you're stronger than I am, because I don't know what would you do, John, if your wife, this is never going to happen, but if your wife transitioned into a man and then let's say the same thing happened to you, but the reverse, and then they want it to be referred to as
second daddy?
Second daddy. I mean, you wouldn't allow it, right? Just be honest. I mean, there's no way you're going to let that happen, dude.
I'm the daddy now.
No way you let that, John.
I would not be happy with that.
No way you would let that happen. Lee, you would let that happen. No, there's no way in hell, man.
I'm saying, like, what? Do these people change that drastically?
Yes, apparently.
Like, I guess I would be happy for the person that they found themselves, and I'd allow it. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm about to have a kid. Maybe it's different when you have kids.
Who's your daddy? Okay.
I mean, if my son wanted to call his mother dad, because that's what that person identified them as, I'd let my son do that. But I'd want that my spouse to be honest with my son. That'd be the most important thing is an honest relationship with my child.
From the chat, poor kid. All right, so we're going to move on to the next thing. The screen.
Thank goodness the last comment.
The screen is black, and that usually means we're going to throw up. Are we done with it? We're going to throw up some selfies real quick.
I don't know.
Let's do it.
They said we're done with it. I like that.
No.
It's pretty cool.
That's a good look.
Okay, well, let's throw up some selfies. We said blame your selfies out. We're going to run through it real quick. You guys delivered a bunch of selfies today. We didn't put the word out, and it would be a crime, I think, to have we ever had a transgendered selfie or not yet?
Not that we know of.
I think on the last show we did.
We had a transgender
I swear
music
to God,
video growing up.
On the last podcast I did, we had a transgendered selfie. Transgender
who
listener.
cares?
So.
That's
No, I mean
fine.
it's cool. I mean,
I wouldn't even know.
Where's Blame Your Brother at? We're behind the times. Mr. Progressive over here. I mean, where you at, man?
I'll take any selfies we can get at this point.
We have to change the name of the podcast to Blame Your Sister.
All right. Next. Okay, here we go. We got selfies.
I don't like the new Twitter update. It doesn't have the text on images.
Hashtag blame your selfie. We're just going to run through them then. Forget the text.
That's why we...
First selfie, I'll read it, and then you make it big. All right, here we go. This is Brother to Blame. It says, Throwback Thursday. Remember when you had to take selfies in a mirror? Hashtag blame your selfie. Throw that selfie up there on the screen. It's up there. That's Lee down here in the podcast studio. Next up, we have TiVo and the Beard. This is TiVo and River, and I've talked about their podcast. I checked it out again, and their topic this week that started the show off, Lee would be flustered by this, but what are the top man crushes? And they gave different man crushes. What's your like bromance? What's the guy you think's attractive? Who would you like to be like your I know they said father figure, but they meant like who's someone you could hang out with and learn from, not the George Michael father figure type. But and so they gave. Now, if you listen, you already know my man crush is Tom Brady. I just come out. I admit it, dude. He's all of the above for me. I mean, he's younger than me, I think, but still, I'd pick him in all three categories. John, do you have a man crush? Anybody that stands out? Who's your daddy?
Toby Keith, obviously.
Toby Keith.
All right, let's move on. He said it.
I'd probably be like a musician or something. I'm not sure.
Lee?
He said Toby Keith.
Lee, man crush? Don't let TiVo and the Beard
Lance
down.
Armstrong.
Lance Armstrong. Oh, wow. All right, so go check out TiVo and the Beard. Go follow them at And the Beard. Their YouTube. Look for it every week. It's great stuff. Go check it out, guys. All right, here we go. This is Ball Pit Gangster. I mean, we haven't seen her in chat in a while, but she still delivers the selfies. And look at that shirt she's wearing. That is a magnificent shirt. It's a Blame Your Brother in
gorgeous
in green and white. And we will be sending out shirts. We're going to place the order this week. We're going to be sending out your shirts. If you contributed in the GoFundMe, thank you so much, guys. Really, it means a lot. And she is at the dog park here rocking that shirt. That shirt looks amazing. I almost want to buy a green shirt but I don't think I'd look as good in a green shirt. I think red hair.
I think the red hair makes it pop.
So this is up for Contender Selfie Week. Got a lot of love on the Twitter page. So thank you so much, Katie. Hopefully things are going well. All right, this is at Caution Spoilers. Says I'm going out tonight, but it's black tie, and I don't have a black tie. But I think she looks amazing. I think she's going to be fine. I think they will let her in the party, black tie or not. So
sure.
A lot of people like that picture as well. It seems the ladies get a lot more love than the guys, whatever that's about. All right, this is Bethany at Space Pants. She says it's a DVA kind of day. What does that mean, Lee?
It's an Overwatch character.
Overwatch
I
character.
believe.
Okay.
I think it's like a frog that jumps around and speeds up.
Well,
I think it's a support character.
I see the ears.
I could be wrong, though.
I see some little things, and Bethany always delivers on the selfies for sure. And people love that picture as well. So thank you so much, Bethany, for that. We got Michael Anthony Nicholas, super fan of the show. We're actually going to be contributing to he helps with a golf charity. We're actually going to be helping. We're going to donate a shirt and donate a prize. So we'll be getting that to you soon, Michael. He says some great memories are created when you don't expect it. For example, having a Coca-Cola with family or friends. He's got a Coke in the picture. So there you go, Michael. Thank you so much for the selfie. Then Sammy said, I'll take your Coke and I'll raise you a Mountain Dew. And he said, Sammy says, who is this Starbucks you speak of? Who could it be? Who Starbucks? Lee. Who? So that's Sammy with the Mountain Dew. And there's all your selfies for the week. Thank you much, guys, for delivering those. They were fantastic. All right, so we've done the selfies. We've done the advice. So we like DJ Khaled to help us give some advice. We call it the Major Key.
So let me give you a major key. Where is the key?
That is not the key. I want the key.
Give us the keys. So let me give you a major key.
And you really do have the key.
Everybody stand up right now. Everybody. I got the keys now.
All right, it's time for our Major Key segment where we peruse the episode and we say, what is some advice for episode 48? I think we've already nailed it, Lee. Go ahead, announce it.
Always know
who's your daddy.
And what does he do?
What does he do? Does he look? What? I don't know. Okay.
It's actually solid advice, I guess.
I guess it's solid advice. All right, so there you go. That's your Major Key for episode 48. Always know who's your daddy. All right, guys, so we have come up to the end of the episode. I want to give a shout-out. I know we haven't done this in a couple of weeks, but I want to get out my trusty notebook here and not mess this up. Speaking of conventions, we mentioned one on the show a while back, contributed to it. We have the Rock and Pod Expo coming up August 26, 2017. If you want to go check out music and podcast all hanging out together, this is an event. It's going to be $25. Get you in, I think, for the whole weekend. You can go check it out. The easiest way I tell people now, just Google Rockin' Pod Expo Nashville. It'll be the first thing that comes up. You can still kick in money. They've raised over $8,000, and their goal is $10,000. So I think they're good, but good can be great. They still need more money. They got to pay for all these podcasters to come. They're flying them in. This is an amazing event. So you need to clear your calendars. You need to come hang out with us because we'll be there. I will be at that one, August 26, 2017. Please go there. Kick in $25. Come hang out with us. We'll be having a good time. I'll be sitting down with other podcasters. We'll probably be doing some interviews and things like that. So it's going to be fantastic, guys. Rockin' Pod Expo, Chris Sinzak and Aaron Camaro, Decibel Geek, a great podcast. Go check it out, especially if you like 80s rock. It will be, you probably won't listen to this one ever again. You'll just start listening to that one. So, but he listens every week. We really appreciate it, Chris. Thanks so much. And yeah, man, go help him out. Go help him. That's what I'm saying when people are saying every little bit helps. Like it's $25 to you, but to them, a bunch of $25 makes this like, and this is Chris has been working hard on this. It's crazy all the people they're having there. It's going to be an amazing event. So please go check that out. Help those guys out. All right, well, help us out. I'm gonna tell you this. I do got to brag. This week through our Amazon affiliate, if you go to bybpod.com, if you're going to buy anything through Amazon, you click on that Amazon link on the right-hand side. It's going to take you to the Amazon page. You'll make all your purchases as normal. Won't cost you any extra. Thanks to a listener of the show who bought a ton of things, we made more money this last week than we've made like in 6 months. I'll tell you guys off the air how much we made. It's crazy. It's insanity. Thanks to pretty much one guy. So if all of you start, and I don't know who's buying what. I know people do use it because we do get hits all the time. But hey,
we buy all of our diapers.
There you go. Okay. Do you use the link?
Yes, we do.
All right. I have not seen diapers pop up, so I don't know what's going on. But anyways, you can just go use that link. It helps us out. Helps us buy new equipment, new cameras when we go out, all the videos and things like that. And wow, you guys have been great using that, so we do appreciate that. But BYBpod.com is our website. We've got links to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google Play, iTunes. All the links are there. All of our social medias. You can come hang out with us, engage with us, subscribe to the show, get it downloaded into your smartphone, your computer, however you listen. Go there, go bookmark the website. You can also listen to us every Thursday at Radio Vegas Rocks. That's radiovegas.rocks on the internet, radiovegas.rocks. They stream us every Thursday. Jay's a great guy, so we're technically syndicated out of Las Vegas. So, no big deal. We're just big superstars. But those guys have been with us for day one, so we love Jay. Please go check out Radio Vegas Rocks. You can still buy T-shirts through the other site if you did not get the GoFundMe. You saw what the green shirt looked like, or you heard me describe it. So if you want a T-shirt, let everybody know. I've been out a couple of times with the Blame Your Brother T-shirt, and people always have something to say about it. They usually like it. They're like, "Oh, I like it. Blame your brother." Exactly. So, and that's you can also leave a voicemail. You can do all kinds of stuff. Listen to episodes. Find all the past episodes. Everything's there, and you can donate if you want to donate $1,000. We're not going to stop. Okay, so I think I've hit all of our social media. Did I miss anything? Was good, John? Anything you need to push out there?
No.
You good? All right, I guess with that being said, Lee, do you have anything else to offer?
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother. Only we could get like a big name to approve the episode.
Maybe Toby Keith. Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? It's this guy right here.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
That's your daddy.